So here's an article from frontlinejp.net. Elden Ring survey results show players' fave weapons, bosses, and more. Japan's weekly Famitsu conducted a survey on Elden Ring's players and published the results in the May 12th to 19th, 2022 issue of the magazine. The survey was conducted a month ago in April and answered by 1,700 people. Not all surveys answered all questions. There's the visual results, I guess. But anyway, they talk about here's the age breakdown, what they played it on, which was kind of interesting. 727 people played it on the PS4, 595 on the PS5, and 312 on the PC, which is a pretty good number. I mean, maybe I'm mistaken, but I mean, I think that's pretty good. Then, of course, you had 18 on the series and then 10 on the one. Anyway, then you talk about the playtime clocked by the surveys. Only 7 people had played it under 10 hours, which makes sense considering if you're going to answer a survey about something, you're not going to do it for a game you haven't played that much. But anyway, but 300 and above hours, 112 people played it that long. 301 people played it between 200 and 300 hours. And what's kind of weird is below 30 for the levels, there was 20 people, which there was only 7 people who played it less than 10. So out of these 131 people who played it 10 to 60 hours, 13 more of them were like less than level 30. But anyway, whatever. But 150 level and above, 824 people, which is quite a bit. But anyway, they talk about experience with the previous ones. And this is the one where they just kind of, you just check all the boxes or none or this or that or whatever. But anyway, fair amount. I mean, it looked like Dark Souls 3 was the most popular. Not by a whole lot. I mean, Bloodborne was really close too. But anyway, what do they like about it? Story world, field exploration, boss combat, weapons and armor. Not ones that I don't know if you'd say they don't like, but the item crafting was the least popular by far. Then the equipment upgrade system. As you can tell, there was like 1,700 people who answered it, and 1,400 liked the story in the world, which is pretty damn good. I mean, but at the same time, you expect the number to be pretty high because, again, you're not going to answer a survey about a game if you don't like the game. Unless you hate the game, and in which case you'd be like, fuck it. But if you're just kind of, if you're kind of ambivalent about it, you're probably not going to answer a survey. Maybe. I mean, it depends, I guess. Depends on how much time you got. Here's some free comments they got on their favorite aspects. This guy likes how players can all come up with their own ways of playing the game. The perfect balance for combat where you can kill even a god when going one-on-one, but can be killed by regular enemies when going up against many. Which, the world being revealed to the player bit by bit through flavor text. A first-time player from software player enjoys the difficulty in the world building, saying it is obtuse in a good way. That was a female in her 30s. How allowing the game is in letting the player cover for lack of skill with other features. How the gameplay can feel completely different depending on the player's stance. And they go through the first class, chosen, vagabond, and samurai were by far the most popular. Prophet and bandit were the least, but warrior and all this kind of stuff. But they talk about how they chose their classes and everything. Their most prioritized stat, vigor, is by far the highest, faith being the least. No surprise. Then you like katanas, great swords, were pretty popular. Got a damn dog outside barking at something. The least popular weapon was the great claws at 8. It's like, eesh. But anyway, as it says here, there is no such weapon type as great claw in the game. It seems to have been added to the survey in error, which kind of the reason I say it is because it's like 8 people chose that, but okay. But fist at 39 and then ballista at 42. Okay, I get that. Favorite weapons, skills, Ashes of War, Bloodhound Step. Makes sense. I mean, it's only the top 15, favorite sorceries, incantations. I mean, it goes on and on. I'll link this if you guys are interested because it's not quite, it's a little over halfway through, basically. And it just goes on and on. NPCs that left the strongest impressions, Ronnie the Witch, Iron Fist Alexander, all that stuff. Okay, enemies that left the strongest impressions. This is where it starts to get kind of interesting, at least in my opinion. I mean, just in the sense of like Starscourge Rodon, 687. Okay. Areas that left the strongest impression. This one's actually pretty even, kind of. Once you get past the first couple, which are the most popular. Favorite online features and other comments. I want a prequel. I've played for 160 hours. I'm only halfway through the story. Goes on and on. It is. Like I said, that's basically the entire thing. I believe it goes, yeah, it has some interviews with Miyazaki and stuff. But like I said, I'll link this in the description box if you guys want to go through it yourself, perhaps read or whatever. I kind of went through the whole thing, I think, but kind of quick. Anyway, I'll go ahead and wrap it up here. I just thought it was really interesting that a game like Elden Ring, because it's almost like the culmination of all the From Software games in a way, and it's just I think the game has sold over 13 million copies by now, maybe more, depends. But it's just really interesting to see what other players think about it. But then also these are Japanese players, so they might have a different mentality or a mindset when it comes to stuff. I just thought that was interesting. I hope you do too. Anyway, I'll go ahead and wrap this up here. Thank you very much for watching, and have a good one.